Hey, hey. How's it going? This is shadow work for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Venus rising. Just going on down the line. Earth, water, air, fire. Earth, water, air, fire. So, for some of you, you probably just clicked it, huh? Like, fuck is this shadow work she talking about, right? It's just a word, two words. There are other words. Oh, I'm looking at the full moon right now. Yeah, coming through my blinds. It is intense. It's beautiful. I love it. Shadow work is a way of saying it's kind of like inner work, except when you're doing shadow work, it is a vibe thing. It is to obtain wealth, authenticity, individuality. Shadow work is freeing yourself. You know, it's a freedom. It's creating a freedom. So it is very it's like going through enlightenment, if you will. Okay. But I don't want to talk too much about what is shadow work versus what shadow work are y'all focused on. So I'd rather get in on that, like I'd rather help in that way, because that's why I'm doing these, to take a look, see if there's anything I can contribute through a message from divine source that maybe, sometimes when you can't see the end of something, it creates stress and doubt, And so if I can help, I'm willing to do that. Can't have crusty lips though, right? Can't be having them crusty lips. So let's go. Divine energy, source creator. That moon is beautiful. Can I please have some message? This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Venus rising. And it is regarding shadow work. What's going on? What can we assist with? I will say that the earth signs are pretty progressive with this process. Y'all are like leaps and bounds ahead, because you're the foundation, earth sign, the caretakers of. So we vibe really well with this place, like we adjust. So even if we don't vibe well, we adjust to the frequency going on and the vibration and shit happening and the times and things. And so let's go. Well, I'm dropping cards. I don't want to drop the cards. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got going on here. I told you. All right, so understanding, going with the flow, guidance, slowing down, guilt, and playfulness. So guilt, I love that that's there. You're going to be like, what? I love that that's there, especially with what you got going on. Because I'm going to be very honest and very transparent about my own experiences and about people around me that have gone and continue to go through. So it's something, as you transform, you'll go through another shadow work session years from now, whatever. So it doesn't last. Sometimes as things change, you change. So let me shut up and keep going. So I'll talk about the guilt thing, and I will be very, very transparent and share my experience with you regarding that. Understanding. There is something very divine going on. And it's not just Virgo. It is everywhere. And people are getting it. People want a new, and they know there's another way to be. There was a time when everyone was well. You know, like your biggest fear was a drought, if anything, right? It wasn't abundance. It wasn't health. It was like, dang, I hope the rain comes in rain season. Some shit like that, right? Like that is what the concern was. And although we have a new way of living and we have currency and, you know, the barter system is different, it's regarding currency. Some people are starting to understand that we can't rewind so far back that that is the system, but energetically we can create a space for us to be wealthy, us to have harmony. And so, like I started with the other Steins, I will start with you and say, wealth is not defined by what society tells you wealth is. And you're starting to understand that. You're starting to understand that wealth is determined by you. And I want you to note that this bird is in an open door. This bird understands freedom and how to be self and authentic and free. A lot of y'all are in your place, like you're feeling very comfortable and you're going with the flow of things. You're not stressed. I'm very impressed with this reading. You're not stressed. You're kind of chilling. And you're enjoying that you have mastered how to flow, how to ride the wave. Okay. You are literally riding it. So, where one may allow a situation to change how they feel and like determine their emotions, Virgo, I am impressed, Virgo. You are like, that's not my issue. That's not my thing. I'm not going to take that with me. And you're not. What in the Himalayas? Chilling. So if someone brings something or something's happening, you are saying, excuse me, I hear you. You're trying to deal with it, Virgo, but you're in you saying, I am not going to let this lower my vibe. I don't want to be who I was. I don't want to rage. I'm not going to get pulled into this. I am going to stay steady and let the flow happen. So where things are moving around you, you have found your fucking place, haven't you, Virgo? You found it. You are being divinely guided. There comes a point in shadow work. Shit. Chloe, help your mama. I need one of them pincher upper things. I'm trying to hold the cheese so my legs are crossed, so I want to get up. Can you hand me that? I really appreciate you. Thank you, boo. Y'all, there's a point where whole time we're always protected, especially when we're on the path of peace and harmony, right? That is the goal. When you think of a godhead or, you know, whatever your religion or whatever your beliefs are, this omnipresent thing, right? It is never thought of in a way, in a negative way, right? So what does that mean? That means that in you, you need to raise vibe. You need to be high vibe in order to attain and complement what you believe, right? This vibe, this all encompass, this positive, this all thing, right? So there comes a point in your journey where you've shifted so much that you become valuable to the flow, the frequency. You become a part of the abundance and the highness, the blessing of life, right? So I want to say too, there is not one card that says overabundance in tarot. And so when you are afforded abundance, it is what is right for you. And what is right for me is for me. Okay? So according to output, input is what it will be the return. But you are definitely being divinely guided. So if you look at the green here, this person, they're looking off, but they're still wrapped in this beautiful being's essence and being guided and protected. So at this point in your journey, you have accomplished a way to, it's not control, because control is not mastery. You have shed certain aspects of yourself that you use to communicate and that you use to progress that were just forceful or maybe not productive. They were reactive. You have learned how to slow yourself down and ask yourself, how do I want to react to this? Do I want to be old self? Or am I me? Awake, with goals and true dreams and reaping it. So at this point, some of you have seen the fruition of some of your manifestations, or you feel in your knowing in every part of your being that it's yours, it's coming. That's how plugged in y'all have gotten. And you're able to stop yourself from ways that maybe you learned were how to be and how to react and act. And you're understanding that they were counterproductive. So they were harming you and creating an image of you and a lower vibe that was trapping you in a way of life that you weren't getting many yeses. Interesting. Now we get to this card. Guilt. So now in this process, you're flowing. You've looked at yourself. You're redefining who you want to be, how you want to be known, what you consider abundance, harmony, peace. You've started making changes in your life, letting go of things, accepting things, doubling back. You've done a lot of different things and taken a lot of steps to highlight your awareness, where you're at, right? But then there's guilt. In that process, you have come to realize that which causes you to doubt. So as much work as you've done, you're like, is this going to come back to bite me in the butt, right? Some things are clear of karma from acknowledging, hey, and in you'll feel something in your energy center and it'll be very clear, and it will be for asking for a forgiveness, internal forgiveness, right? And then there's some things that you don't get that feeling about. You don't get that clarity about. And it can be minor or it could be major, but it affected someone else. And you, Virgo, are going to have to go back and acknowledge to that person or people, however many people, as many of these instances that are causing you this guilt. And you see how they're releasing out of the head, like trying to get rid of them. Hands gripping the hair, pulling the hair back. You got to release it. You got to open yourself up to understanding that in this journey of inner flexion, of growth and expanding, it is your duty to make things right. And I don't mean going and fixing people or things, but by doing things right, in this stage, and sometimes I have to go back even with friends and be like, when I said this, or, when we were doing that and I kind of snapped, or and I'll be like, I love you. I'm sorry. I don't want you to carry that. And I shouldn't have dumped on you, like even to that finite, it could be the cashier. And if you're short with her and you catch yourself dumping on someone, acknowledging like, you know what, it's not you. I apologize. I don't want to leave this with you. I don't want to mess up your day. That's where you're at, Virgo. That's where divine is saying some of you are at. And some of you, it's so much that you're just like, I'm never going to be okay. My life is always, that's not true. Get creative. Find ways to offer that apology and acknowledgement. It is kind of like a humbling. It is to humble you. It is to make a space, but the humbling is connecting you to everything and everyone around you and offering you an opportunity to understand others' feelings as well as yours. So it is very key to raising your vibration, is to shaking off all of that doesn't serve you anymore. All of those parts of you that are careful now about how you talk and react with people, about how you think and move, and you don't want to, you're busy thinking about where you're trying to go and manifesting and visualizing and projecting to where you want to go. You don't have time to keep building up this same pattern of mistake, right? So at this point, guilt means acknowledgement. So if you're acknowledging something that creates a feeling of guilt, that's pretty freaking cool. That means that you have grown tremendously and you care about others' feelings, to the extent that it's kind of haunting you. Don't get so down on yourself that you don't forgive yourself, though. So the first thing is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Okay, I didn't know. Now I know. Now I'm working on it. Go in and double back and say, hey, I know we cool still, and I love you for that. But I just want to say that I'm sorry for times that I was insensitive, and I want you to know I really see you and I really love you. Like, those are the things are going to help clear you of your guilt. And you are going to feel so good after you do it. It seems scary as hell, right? And then once you feel that first relief, it's like, who else? Who else do I need to go get this off? Because you feel it leave you. You feel the release. Don't forget to be playful and love on yourself. Don't forget, because there's no, like, until you just don't know, right? And once you know, sometimes we still don't know how to fix it, right? So, don't forget to enjoy life too. And I see with the going with the flow, you are, but don't forget to be playful. That is a high vibe right there. Think of times when Have you ever taken children to a playground and hopped on the swings, or like indulged in playing tag with them, or something silly in the water or the lake, and Marco Polo, whatever? Like, have you done those things as an adult and felt how light and airy and positive and good that feeling was? That's what removing that guilt is going to feel like. It's going to show you more of your true self, more of what being divine is. Being divine isn't holier than thou. No, you've heard me cuss like a sailor, laugh like a child. I cry like a little baby sometimes too. It's pretty ugly. You don't want to see that. But it is about learning the secret to an abundant life. These are the keys to an abundant life. This shadow work is necessary. And I'm telling you, it is global. So you know how things go through phases and patterns and things like that. We are returning to a time of community. We are returning to a time of consciousness. And it can't be stopped at this point. It cannot. It won't. And I'm just glad that y'all are waking up to it. You will still be you, but you will be you. High vibe, frequency in line. You will redefine wealth. Wealth might not be the mansion anymore. You'd be surprised. I mean, I drive a beautiful luxury car. I love my car. You hear me? That's my baby. But, yeah, we have to have cars. I got the car I wanted. That's it. And you would not believe how I was blessed with it. The abundance rate. You have to raise that vibe to get that. You know what I mean? I got it at the rate was so low. People don't believe me when I tell them how much I pay for my beautiful Lexus hybrid. They don't believe me. But I can tell you that my life, I deserved it at that. Why should I don't cheat people. I don't do underhanded things. So why wouldn't it be given to me at a true rate? Right? So that's how it comes back to you. At what level you're at is where it will return. So it's very important to really start working on weeding out the guilty encounters, and things that you need to double back on and make right with people, right? Even if you've decided that someone does not deserve space in your life, you still, if something you did with that person or to that person bothers you, go back and make amends. Even if they don't want to talk to you, say, well, I just wanted to let you know that I know what I did, and I'm sorry if I affected your life negatively. And leave it at that. And then you feel that lightness happen. You feel that, So while everything else is down here trying to exist, and reactive and low vibe and tripping and chaos, and you're up here, all this energy around us is able to grab your signal, because you're up here. Say you're getting attention because you've raised your vibration. And that's where the blessings come in. And you will notice that you're going to have more compassion, in a sense that you don't need to walk anyone's walk for them. You don't need to just be out here paying anybody's bills because you got money to do it. Sometimes you're hindering other people's growth. We want everyone to get over to this side, right? So you don't want to hinder people and be codependent again. You want to be in a position when you see somebody level up, right? To say, hey, you got it? You good? You need a hand? Or offer advice. It could be a coffee and time, but you are going to redefine some things, because when you start reaping and cultivating these manifestations and this abundance and this peace and harmony, you're going to want everybody on that tip, you know? And that's Virgo. Y'all will share, you know, like you will open the door, but that's another part of learning too is don't be so ready to be loved and liked that you're harming yourself. So some of your guilt is for how you've treated inner you and you. And you need to forgive yourself for not honoring yourself completely and not loving yourself wholeheartedly at all times. See if there's any final messages. Y'all are really chilling though, for the most part. Y'all feel that new. That newness is there and I love it. Completion and harmony. Beautiful. Coming to the end of it. The guilt is the last key for this major cycle. I see that. And you'll feel a lot better and you'll start seeing some changes because then harmony coming in. You just got to really make some amends, y'all. Make sure you're doing that. In shadow work, that's important. Some people think, okay, I feel better. I looked at myself. I know I don't need to get angry and just react. I know I don't need to lie and steal and cheat. And I know, and then they don't go back, though. And they don't change what they've reaped. They don't fix that karma, okay? All things in moderation, all right? You don't have to rush out. But as something bothers you or, you know, it changes, it enters your field and you're like, can't let it go and you're feeling like this, then you need to go and make your amends. You're going through a healing and you're enjoying it from what I'm feeling. And love, you're understanding what love is. You truly are, and you're shocked. Love is not what you thought love was. Wow, love is not what you thought it was. All the aspects of love are choices. You get to choose which. So love has low vibe, love has high vibe. Some of the aspects that you're taught of love bind you up. And y'all are understanding that like, hold on, that isn't love by my definition anymore. And you're making some adjustments. And I'm here for it. Very proud of you, Virgo. Good work. What you're doing is going to affect the ages, is what I felt. Just run literally through me. That whole statement had to come out of my mouth. Y'all are a powerful sign. Powerful. You have a lot of connections to people just in general. They don't have to be famous or anything. You just have this energy and people like Virgo. You know what I mean? So you're very elemental in this process. Good work. All right. That is it. I'm going to go. Bye. Bye.